Hi guys, we're back in the shop again today, and I have another project, and this is going to go to our, it's going to be another project for in our long-term survival kit, or long-term living kit, I should say. We did the big felling axe before and the smaller hatchet, and now for our, if you're going to go long-term, you're definitely going to want to at least have one or two butcher knives with you. You're going to want a butcher game, skin game, clean game, you know, and they make great knives for that. So we're going to go ahead and add a long-term butcher knife to it, or knife to our long-term kit. And we're going to make a project out of this. I picked this up at a flea market, paid $5 for it. It's not an old hickory, it's a Woodcraft carbon steel knife. And it's got a nice 90-degree spine on it, and it's probably a hair heavier than an 1/8 inch thick. It's pretty heavy little guy, but it's got 7-inch blade just like an old hickory would be. And the reason I wanted to make this project is because the one thing that's bad about it is one of the wooden handles are split. Let me get back to you. Okay, so I was saying one of the handles was split on it, and you can kind of see the split right there. It made the handle loose. I already started popping the pins out of it, so let me go over to the workbench and I'll show you how this thing comes apart. Okay, so I got this knife here, and the pins are already falling out, but that's okay. I'll just show you how we did this. Anyways, these pins come in 2 pieces, each pin, almost like a pop rivet more than a pin. And the way I get these old handles off is I take a real thin putty knife first, and I usually try to the light's not quite right. Let me get back to you. Okay, I'm back. So usually I take one of these real thin putty knives and I stick it right under the edge, and I just kind of try to wiggle it in there real good, and I give it a twist. And then I take it and I work down the edge a little bit. And once I get the gap opened up enough to where I can stick a screwdriver in there, then I stick a screwdriver in the edge, and I just work it up and just slowly keep working it up until it comes loose. Like I said, I took this one off already, so it's actually already loose. But I wanted to show you guys how that actually came apart. And then I'll let me take this apart the rest of the way. So you got your 2 handles, and let me show you what the pins look like out of the handle. Okay, so here's what the pins look like. They each have got the knob on the end, and then one's hollow and one is solid. And you just take the 2 pins and put them together to make one full pin. And that's how they do that. They put it through the wood, through the handle, and they peen them together, and once they're peened together, they stay tight. So I think I'm going to reuse those pins. I don't think I'll have any trouble with them. And now we'll have to try to find some wood to replace these handle halves. And as you can see here, they're not very thick. They're real thin little things. So I probably got some stock laying around here. So let me take a look around and see what we can find. Okay, so I found it's a little chunk of cherry. It'll work good. It's right thickness. It's a little long, but that's okay. We'll cut it off afterwards. The only thing is I'm gonna have to cut it lengthwise down the middle so that so I can split this into 2 halves. So let me go ahead and do that in the bandsaw, and I'll get right back to you. Okay, guys. So I've got 2 pieces that are cut. Now there's 2 of them here, and they're cut about the same size as this. I can put this over it and it pretty much matches up. It's a hair big, but that's okay because we're gonna sand it down and file it down a little bit when they're on anyways. And they're about the same thickness. And so now all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay the old handle piece over top the new piece and mark it and drill the 2 holes. And the way I found out which holes it is I just used the old piece and found the drill bit that matched the hole. So anybody out there that was wondering. Okay, let me get to that. Okay, now to mark these holes, all I do is I got this drill bit, and right there's my new piece. Lay it down. Whoops. Take the old handle piece and put it on top of the new piece. Line everything up so that there's a little bit of stock all the way around it. Then take your drill bit, put it down the hole, and just give it a little twist. Just so it makes a little mark. And then do the same thing on the other hole. And then you take it off. And then you got a mark here, a mark here. So you know that's where you want your holes. So let me go ahead and do this to both of these. And I'll drill holes in it real quick on the drill press, and I'll get back to you. And that's it for the holes. So now all we got to do now is try to fit this thing together. So let me get back to you. Okay guys, well, with change of plans. Those pins, one of them was bad, so I decided not to use it. So what I did instead was I drilled the handle out, 2 holes a little bit bigger. Same holes that were, same place as the old holes were, I just made the holes a little bigger. And I drilled the handle stock out a little bit bigger too. And what we're going to do instead is, I got this piece of brass rod. It's about 3/16. It's about the same thickness as the head of those pins were, so it'll look about right. And we're going to go ahead and make 2 little pins out of this. And we're going to get some epoxy. We're going to epoxy the whole thing together. So right now, since I got the handle pieces and the knife blanket itself all drilled out, now I'm just measuring this thickness, and I'm going to make this pin, cut 2 pins that are just a hair longer than that. And then we'll have to just epoxy it and put it all together. So I'll be right back with you. Okay, so this butcher knife project's taking a little longer than I thought, so I'm going to go ahead and cut the video here and make this a 2-part video. Maybe 3, but probably a 2-part video. So I'm going to say thank you, and if you like the video, like, share, subscribe, and I will get back to you with the second part. Thank you.